Okay, here we are. Same place as last week. To start legs. And I left the gym yesterday, contemplating, kind of battling in my own head whether, I mean, I know what I want to do. I want to do hack squats again. I mean, I don't have to load as many plates on each side. You guys can laugh and say I'm being a little lazy, which that is part of it. But you got to think, man, when you're lifting some pretty heavy weight, you got to cut as many corners as you can outside of the set to conserve energy, so you can make the sets as good as they can be. So like again, it's not hard on leg press. I have to load 11 45s on each side, and if I come in here fresh, which I'm not doing today, but I throw another 45 and two or three 25s on top of the sled or the platform, whatever you want to call it. That's a lot of weights to be carrying back and forth before I even start my first one. Again, it's not the end of the world. I can do it, but some days, like today, I think I'm leaning toward doing leg press, even though like my back, and I got to think about it. My back is like extremely sore today. I trained back yesterday, but again, I've said countless times, my back is one of the hardest areas for me to get that good mind muscle connection and actually have it get sore. Like it doesn't happen a ton. I've been getting way better about it, but still doesn't happen a ton. But today it is sore, and I'm thinking, I mean, one, like I said, I'm getting better. I'm actually having good control and connection, really squeezing my back. But two, I think it's also because I hit back Sunday, rested Monday, then I hit it again yesterday. That's a lot of volume in 3 day span for one area. Um, so like the hack squat doesn't really affect my back, to be honest. So I could do hack squat and probably be fine, because like that axial fatigue is um what you're trying to avoid. So like if you do a lot of Smith machine squats, a lot of free weight barbell squats, anything that loads your spine vertically, and then you add in the stabilizing factor. It's free weight. You do that week in week out with pretty heavy weight each week. You just can't do it unless you have really good recovery, almost magical. Even Tom Platz, they were some of the greatest legs ever. One of the most, or one of the people that loves squatting the most, I would say, in the bodybuilding world. Um, Especially pretty heavy stuff for reps. He'd be squatting 500 for 10, 15 plus reps quite often. But even he said, you know, at his best, he could squat every other week, so every 2 weeks. So he'd squat 1 week, the next week he'd have to skip, and then squat again that following week. So don't take my word for it. Take one of the best one of the guys with the best legs in the industry. You know, and what he had to do to maintain that intensity and still be able to recover for the next session. It took 2 weeks. Now hack squat is easier. Like I said, it's not vertical, straight up and down. It is at a 40. At least mine is at a, you call it 45, I guess, close to it. And the stabilization is not a factor either. So I could probably do it today. But I said when I started doing hack squats again, I wanted to pace myself, not get too crazy. And here I am. I've done hack squats 3 weeks straight, and I can feel my knees a little more tender. Nothing crazy. I could, like I said, I could probably do it today and be fine. But I'm thinking 3 weeks from now, 6 weeks from now, I think leg press would be my best choice, even though I don't want to load all those damn 45s on there. I don't. Um, but that's why I'm starting with leg curls again. Probably do 3 sets with the 2 second eccentric on each rep. Maybe a drop set. Maybe. Same thing with leg extensions. 2 second eccentric on every rep. Try to make it harder. Um, and then I'll move on to leg press. I'm hoping by then, when I get to leg press, instead of throwing 11 plates on each side for 10 to 15 reps, maybe, just maybe, I'll only be able to throw on 9, 10, whatever. Less, less weight though. That's what I'm hoping. So, okay, I've ran my mouth enough. Let's do this first one. I'm really starting to love negatives. I really am. Only with certain exercises, though. Only with certain ones. A lot of my leg stuff, I really like it. Oh, I guess I won't say a lot. Mainly just this and leg extensions, but I might have the machine maxed out. So what's the next way to make it harder? Slow the reps down. On the eccentric. That's key. But it's a good hack to make it harder when you can't load any more weight, or if you just don't want to load more weight. It's a good way to make it more tough. Whew. Okay, let's do 2 more. Yeah, yeah. Let's do the drop set. I just can't help myself. Whew, that's good stuff. That's good medicine right there. Good medicine for kind of getting me out of the dumps. Okay, you already know since I'm here, I love this lighting over here. So, whew, I felt that in my hamstrings really good today. Damn. See if I can't get a good side pose here. Side chest. All right. Let's move on to leg extensions. Damn you. I knew something felt a little off there. All right. I think that should be better. Wow, what a first set. I can't really explain why, but I was like really in it that time. Like really, my mind muscle connection was super, super good. Which the goal is always to shoot for that good mind muscle connection, but just like with everything, you have your good days and your bad days. Today's a good day. That was fucking awesome. That shit. This is how much of a gym nerd I am. That literally gave me goosebumps. I hope you guys can see that. Probably can't, but I was fucking sick. A couple more like that with the drop set, man. Move on to leg press. And at that point, leg press would probably whoop my ass. But that's the whole point. That's why I'm doing it like this. And I gotta get out of here. Whew. Yeah, two more. Well, I don't think the effect was as profound as I was hoping it would be. But, you know, doing the leg curls and leg extensions first did a little something of what I was wanting it to do. It fatigued my legs enough that instead of 11 plates on each side, plus the 45 and 225s up here, I only have 10 plates on each side. So in total, what is that? 90, 135. It's 185 pounds less than what I do when I'm fresh. So if I can do 10 to 15 here, 3 times with this, you know, we'll call that a win. And we'll do some posing and do some cardio. But yeah, I was kind of, I'll be honest, I was kind of hoping that the leg curls and the leg extensions would have a little more effect. Maybe I'd only need 8 or so plates on here on each side, but it's 10. So now who knows? I could, I did a little feel out set with 9 on each side. First I did 6 and then 9. Um, I only did 2 reps though, so who knows? My quads are burning pretty bad still, so I could get 7 reps in here, and my quads just want to quit. So that's, a lot of times it's That's what happens whenever you're starting to get fatigued. Um, you might hit that wall a little sooner than you think. But yeah, let me try the first one. Like I said, 10 to 15 reps is the goal. These are going to be, well, are they going to be? I was going to say these are going to be 2 second eccentrics too, a 2 second negative. Let me say this. I'll try it. And if what I just said I think could happen starts happening, where, I'm only on rep 5 and I already feel like I'm almost done. I only have, 2 or 3 more. We might just scrap the 2 second or just go down and wait. I'll figure it out. Let's just do this one and kind of see what happens. That's kind of my motto at this point. Like, kind of what I said might happen happened. It just happened a little later in the set than what I was, you know, kind of wishing wouldn't happen, and it didn't. So, but yeah, like on rep 9 or 10, kind of like that, I could start to feel, ooh, yeah, my legs are almost done. And like I said, just like a wall kind of hit me. So that's when I started. It was right as soon, again, I don't know if it was rep 9 or 10, but you could tell when it happened because it was right as soon as I started speeding up the reps a little bit to try to get a couple more. Whew. All right, let my fat ass catch my breath. Jesus. And I'll do 2 more. I might do a drop set here. I might. I mean, why not? We'll see how the next 2 go. There's a good chance I will throw in a nice little drop set. Like I said, though, who knows? We will see. All right, I'm gonna attempt to do a drop set here, but to be honest, it might not be much of a set because I am feeling the beating. Like I'm not even sure I can flex right now. Holy shit. All right, before I change my mind, let me do this. Fuck. Oh my god. I almost didn't get that one. That's all I can manage. We're done. I'm gonna need about 20 minutes to even attempt the pose before I even try it. Whew. Whew, those leg press took it out of me more than I thought they were going to. I am still trying to catch my breath. And I didn't wait quite 20 minutes. You know, I was being a little drama queen baby after that, but it's probably been about 10, maybe a little longer. But I do need to make this kind of quick because I'm blocking the dumbbell rack and I feel like an asshole when I do that. But also, some of the best lighting is right here. So, like I said, if I make it quick, I think we'll be good to go. But let's get right into it. Am I pretty good here? Let's twist this down a little more. It's not bad. Let's try that. Yeah, I don't have much more in me. The cardio is going to suck here in about 5 minutes. Man, is that going to suck. But it's got to be done. It is necessary. And it's kind of a cliche, but I mean, seriously, if you want to have something that 99.9% of other people don't have or never achieve, you got to do what they're not willing to do. And I guarantee you, most people will be done. Actually, most people, and again, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but it's just, you got to face reality and the hard truth sometimes. Most people wouldn't even make it through that leg workout. So you got to ask yourself, what do you really want, And if you're not serious, you're not actually willing to put in the work, the work that, like I said, most people aren't willing to do, you might as well just quit, because all you're going to do is keep disappointing yourself. And the more disappointment you create in your own life, I mean, sometimes it can be good. It'll kind of kick your ass into gear. A lot of times I think it just puts people in depression and all other kinds of stuff. But I'm done. I'm going to do some fucking cardio tomorrow. I actually have an interesting idea that I might try tomorrow. I won't explain it until, and if I don't do it, I might not even go beyond what I just said. But if I do, I'll explain it tomorrow before the workout. But for now, I'm going to go do some fucking cardio, begrudgingly, because I don't want to do it. But yeah,